Let's look at the midfield there, Tyler. I want to look at that because we saw some changes there. The big one was El Brujo got to sit for this one. He came out in the second half, but Jesus Bueno got to start at the 6. You obviously still kept with Quinn and Jack McGlynn at the two shuttle midfielders, but Jesus Bueno was a guy coming into the season. We all expected him to take Ali's spot, and Quinn Sullivan married that position and is not letting go of that position, so he's not going anywhere. And now Jesus has to find himself.
Sure he is. He's going to Europe. That's what's happening soon.
These Union fans do not want to hear that.
No, well, he keeps playing this way. It's going to be the truth sooner rather than later.
And I think I texted you and Renee during that match. I was like, if Quinn plays like this all season long, there's no way in hell in 25 he's a member of the Philadelphia Union.
There's no chance.
Especially with the way he's playing at the position he's playing. He's looking like a really quality box-to-box midfielder. If he's got that. And plus, he's got versatility too. I mean, like, he's found himself into this position, but he's a guy with a lot of technical ability. He can play as a forward. And I've always said, like, he belongs in a winger-type system like a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. But now he's showing that versatility. He's playing extremely well at that right shuttle midfielder. I think he was the man of this series or the man of the match. This year he's got an XG of 0.3. Obviously, he's got not the goal in MLS play, but he had the goal last night with the assist as well on Saturday. But Quinn Sullivan and his importance has really been big for this team. Finding the guy who can be able to help connect in the attack. We always talk about that. When you see this Union attack stale, a lot of the reason why is that build-up play is there's just a disconnect somewhere, and it just looks stale as all can be. You know, a lot of the times last year people were criticizing that diamond midfield. But the problem was you were just having issues of moving the ball up, and we've seen that before. Quinn, what he's able to do is add that extra attacker within that top three, within Gaza, Carranza, and Ua, and he's getting that freedom as well, which is so important. A player like Quinn, you need to give him that type of freedom, and you're seeing that. Jack McGlynn also played extremely well. I want to give love to Jimmy King because Jimmy mentioned that on Twitter as well, his play. He was one of the best players on the night as well, and we always talk about his feel and his vision on the pitch. It's like he's a 30-year-old player, not a kid that's like about to turn 21. But his ability to be able to, especially like on a low block or just from back deep and create an attack from distance, his vision is able to help with that. And he had a lot of nice passes on Tuesday night. But those two have been the big part of this early season on and why this midfield has looked so well. But Jesus Bueno looked really good too last night. He had a couple opportunities to get a shot on goal. But you see the versatility of Jesus Bueno. He's really good at tracking balls. It's very similar to El Brujo Martinez, if I'm being honest. He's really good at tracking the ball down, and he's really good at helping create and spurting that attack. But no, this midfield, it's got some versatility, and you got some players that you can kind of rely on, and it's got some depth. And not to even mention, in the second half, you get 45 minutes of Alejandro Bedoya. Tyler, when I saw Ali sub in, go to that huddle, and get those guys ready, I was ready to run through a freaking wall again. That was at 90. That was at the 45th minute of the match. But the midfield this year, you have some more depth, and more importantly, it's more creative. It's helping you in the attack, Tyler.
Yeah, I think, and Jazz brought up the point that I was just about to make with Jack McGlynn was his. I almost wanted to call it court vision because that's like you talk about a good point guard, right? And they got the court vision. Mm-hmm. His field vision is elite at this point. I mean, and you feel like he's been a member of this Union team for 5 years now.
Yeah.
He's 20 years old. He's continuing to get better. His ability to make plays, to start plays, right? Because he is one of the two guys that I rely upon in that counter. The Union, exactly. That they love to not play, or they love to play without possession. Mm-hmm. It's just the Union way. It's for better or worse, for flaw or for not, it's the Union way. And Jack McGlynn is one of the guys that I count on to set that counter attack up. And he's been really, really good at it over the last, let's say, like 18 calendar months. You could even shrink it if you wanted to. Let's say just the last year. Mm-hmm. And he continues to get better at 20. Having him and Quinn Sullivan as guys that are able to set play up, and then Kai Wagner is going to push offensively, to be able to create and space, and like you said, get creative, it allows for this team to be multidimensional.
Yeah.
Because for a while, at least at the back end of last year, it felt like there was an attack and then it was a regression. And then there was attack and then there was a regression. And when I say regression, I don't mean the team regressing. I mean, you go back and you play defense.
Yes.
It was very one wave. Mm-hmm. This type of flexibility with McGlynn and with Quinn Sullivan, creating in space specifically and starting up the attack, makes them a better team. Yeah. And that's why when you say, should I be concerned? Individually, yeah, there's concern, but like team-wise, I'm not concerned yet.
Yeah, and we'll definitely get to that in a second. But this midfield has been so much fun to watch, and not even to mention too, we don't know right now what's going on with Leon Flock, but when you do get him back,
so bad for that guy.
Yeah, it's literally maybe tomorrow we might get an update. We'll see, but. Leon Flock battling that injury last year, thought he would be back this year. It's a little bit of a setback, and you're just kind of waiting. But if he's back, Tyler, you have a solidified backup midfielder behind 3 of the 4 positions. I'm not going to go 4 because I don't think we have a backup behind Gazdag full-time just yet. But that's really good, and that's something you didn't really have last year. You didn't have 3 solidified backup players in that midfield. That's definitely something to keep an eye out for as the season goes on. Ivan with the comment of the
yeah,
show.
How about that?
What are they feeding the Sullivan kid? I do not know. But
I was going for the one underneath that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Comping him to Pirlo already.
Ivan's on today. I love it. But yeah, first off, what is Miss Sullivan feeding those kids? Because those kids absolutely are fantastic soccer players, and I need to feed my future kids that food too, because obviously we talk about Quinn Sullivan. We're going to talk about Caven in just a little bit as well with some of the news we had today with Union 2. But man, oh man, Quinn, and this was a big year for Quinn too, because you have to think that Quinn had to hear all the talk about Caven this, Caven that, Caven's the future of this team, and Quinn's like, I'm still fucking here, and I still can play. And look, he's having a fantastic year. He plays this way throughout the year. My man's getting sold, no doubt about it. Leon.
So let me ask you, talking about him moving on eventually,
Yeah.
It's going to happen, right? Like we can all agree on that. What do you think? I'm going to ask you a 2-part question. What do you think on transfer market's pretty respectable? Mm-hmm. What do you think his estimated transfer value would be right now
For Quinn?
For Quinn.
This
is in pounds, by the way. It's not in dollars.
Right. Okay, so I'm going to have to.
It's close. You know what I mean? Like, so I'll find you the actual.
It's not $1 million, right?
It's $1.6 dollars to £1.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not.
Did you say it's not $1 million?
It's not £1 million or dollars, is it?
£2 million.
Really?
I bet you that goes up. I bet you that goes up pretty significantly in the next 6 months.
That's
so if he's at
interesting.
2 now,
right?
And he continues to play at the small sample size, but continues to play it the way that he has over the first couple of games. That 2 gets to what by the end of the year? 3 and some change?
Well, I guess the best way to kind of look at it is some of the recent sales that we've even had within this league. I mean, and considering too, Ernst is not going to take pennies on a dollar, and we've learned that's why Kai has been here for so long, right? So he's going to definitely try to get to that. I would assume you try to get to that at least 5, but also too, you have to think
that's
about
what they're going to ask for sure
to start off with. That's interesting. $2 million for Quinn. Dude, if he plays like this, he's easily getting that $5 million.
Now, the teams in Europe or wherever he ends up moving to may be like, nah, we're cool.
Yeah.
We'll give you 3, and then that's when the negotiations begin. But I think that you go bullish, and I know it's been 3 really good games. I need to see probably 13 really good games to consider that kind of monetary value. But I think you go bullish on a kid that's, what's he, 20? He's 19 years old, and he's playing this well.
So and we talked about it. Versatility, that's what makes him so valuable.
Significant.
Because he could do so many different things for a team, especially different formations. That's so big.